That's true. That's true. Okay, well, it's 9 o'clock. Welcome to Ignite Day 2. And first of all, let me do that again. Good morning. Good morning. Much better. So welcome to Day 2 of Ignite, and welcome to Office 365 Group's Overview and Roadmap session. Amit and I are actually both based in Redmond. We brought some rain for you this week. Both in engineering and marketing roles, and we're definitely very excited to be here today and presenting about this topic dear to our hearts, since this is what keeps us awake at night and what we focus on during our day job back in Redmond. What are we going to cover today? The goal of this session is to talk about how we're enabling teams to get work done together thanks to Office 365 Groups. That's the objective. And we got 3 sections during the next 75 minutes or so. First, we're going to give you an overview of what's available today, what's available in our production tenant in Office 365. And a significant portion of that section will be dedicated to doing product demonstration. Next, you probably came here to Ignite to also see what is cooking in the Redmond kitchen, what's coming up to either delight your end users or make your life easier if you're IT administrators at your respective organizations. So we'll be talking about roadmap. And again, about half of that section will be dedicated to product demonstrations. And then the last section will be the shortest one. Basically, we'll wrap up with next steps, additional content, session from colleagues that will go deeper into this topic that is Office 365 Groups. And we'll also give you next steps that we want you to go do when you go back to your respective organizations. So let's get started with the overview section. But before I get started, I got a real important question for you guys. I know it's May 5th, but how old is Yoda? 900? Well, according to this site that we've launched last week, he's actually 83. I agree with you. He's probably a multiple of that. But at least that's what our API running on Azure thinks. Now, just to pause here, what this is an experiment that was launched by the Azure Services team as part of a keynote at Build in San Francisco last week. And what the engineering team was looking for is, besides testing a new set of API to do face detections, they're also trying to get real-time data on how people were using the new service, also get real-time dashboards. So they built a website to estimate someone's age. They've launched it, and the way they've launched it is they sent a couple hundred emails, and they were expecting 15 return. That was Wednesday of last week, about 6 days ago. After a couple hours, that site went viral all over the world. I personally was on Twitter on Thursday morning, and based on all the people I was following, I kept getting that yellow background with a square on people's face. Celebrities in Hollywood picked it up. And as you can guess, with human nature, that we all are, creativity went berserk. I'm not going to pull up a live stream of this site, but you can imagine what people did with this. Not only guessing what their loved ones' age are, or their significant others, or their favorite pets, and I'll stop right there. Now, I encourage you to guess what is your age, your loved ones, or friends you're making here at Ignite, but please pay attention to the next 75 minutes and only do that after our session. The point I want to illustrate here is, obviously the world has changed. Technology and information is traveling much faster than we've ever experienced. Today, if I walk into a store to buy a favorite smart device, a TV set, it doesn't matter, or whether I'm looking for restaurants to go out in Chicago, I'm probably more informed when I go in that store than the seller. Just because with my smartphone, or whatever device I got in my pocket, I probably got an opinion based on my friends of how many stars that restaurants had, what's the reviews on this product. I'm probably more informed than the sellers. And this information, this access to information that we all have is definitely creating some disruptions. Because if that seller can't give me a good answer or give me another additional value when I walk in that store, potentially I might pick something else. I might go next door if I don't have a good service or a good experience. The point here is all the things that we now take it for granted in our personal life are creating massive disruptions in the business life. So let's talk a little bit about how things have changed a little bit in the business world. On the left-hand side, looking at a traditional organizational structure, where back in the days, when I started working a couple of years ago, when I was working on product specifications for a large American company out of university, I wrote up a nice document, and I had to get the one-page memo signed by all the constituents before we can start coding. That was the old days. On the right-hand side, you're seeing how things are happening. We need to be agile as a company. It doesn't matter if you're a 100,000-plus organization like Microsoft or a 5-person startup. You just need to move fast. Otherwise, potentially, you're going to be outdated very quickly, because on the outside, that's the expectations from your potential customers. Another way to look at this is, again, back to that traditional org structures. Back in the days, we had the engineering team, the HR team, the French team, the North American team, the sales team, etc. And that was great. But again, as the world is moving faster and faster, how do we become more agile as a company to respond to those changes that our customers are constantly challenging us as providers of product and services? The other point I want to make here is we're all in together. Again, it doesn't matter the size of the organizations, but potentially if Amit is the go-to guy, the expert that's available this week to deliver an awesome session at Ignite, I don't care if he's based in Redmond, I don't care what hierarchy, what org. If he's the go-to person that's going to do an awesome job this week, I want him on my team to deliver this session. And that's what you're seeing here on the right-hand side, where you get that constant on-demand global talent pool. Another way to look at some of those trends that are happening in the workplace is, and tying this back up to the keynote that Gertie presented yesterday, what a better way to look at the new generation that are going to be joining our respective companies. I don't know if any of you have kids, any of you have recently graduated from university or college or high school, but this is the expectations and the behaviors of that younger generation that's going to be making a significant, that's going to be making the bulk of our colleagues in the workplace as baby boomers and other generations retires. Students these day and age are probably grew up on the mobile device. It doesn't matter if it's what size, tablets, whatever, but that's the expectations. They're always on the go, whether they're going to classes, going to have fun, going to socialize, sports, whatever. They collaborate early. They get an assignment, they're probably going to quickly form a hive, huddle around an assignment, gets help either from their direct classmates or from alumni, whoever can help them take that assignment to the finish line as quickly as possible. And then last but not least, again, preaching to the choir, they grew up on that notion of a network. It amazes me to watch my oldest kid, who's only 14, he's still in middle school, but the way he starts his day, he looks at Instagram. And he follows a set of topics and pictures that he likes, and that's how he gets updated on what's going on in the world. You see his dad, who's a little older, I don't start my day creating news on Instagram. I typically start on mainstream newspapers. But it amazes me how the behavior changes, and that's the expectation, again, of that younger generation that's going to be coming in the workplace in the coming years. Now, I've level set a little bit of some of those disruptions and expectations and trends that are happening in our personal lives. So let's connect that back to the work life. And we've talked about this yesterday, which is we're seeing the rise of dynamic teams. And I've described it, pieces and building blocks that make up those teams. We did a blog post about 2 weeks ago that describes what are the key attributes on how people get work done, which is what we mean by the rise of dynamic teams. And there's really 3 key attributes that we're seeing to summarize some of those trends I talked about. First of all, the expectations of us, any generation coming in the workforce, is to have modern collaboration. What do we mean by that? Think of some of the keynote that Julia was showing yesterday, wherever we're co-authoring a Word document, where we're having a meeting on a large device, small device, video, audio, we're inking with OneNote, gestures. And last but not least, this day and age, and back to some of the things I was talking earlier, it's all about choice. I'm sure all of you, if I pick any of your phone in the audience, you probably have 5 different apps to communicate with loved ones, friends, and colleagues. You probably have a WhatsApp and an email and a Skype and an Instagram and a Facebook Messenger and yada, yada, yada. So we strongly believe in choice to help people get work done. The second thing is, it's great to have choice to get work done in the enterprise. By the end of the day, we need to connect all those tools. And that's what we mean by this intelligent fabric. And the intelligent fabric is really made up of two key components. And what we call the Office Graph and Office 365 Groups. Now, obviously, in this session, we're going to double-click on Office 365 Groups. But later on, right after the session, we'll double-click on what is the Office Graph. We think that intelligent fabric is really what's going to be the backbone for productivity in the future to help teams collaborate around a common goal. And last but not least, it's great to have choice. It's great to connect all the tools. By the end of the day, we can be a step ahead with technology. We know what you're working on. We potentially know what people you didn't know within your organizations are working on. Why don't we connect the dots? So that's what we mean by personal insights, and things like Delve that you've seen in the keynote, or Clutter that we roll out with respect to Outlook to really help you triage what matters to you in your inbox, are a glimpse of where we're heading to make you more productive and hopefully at the end of the day give you time back so you can go home early and do other stuff, other fun stuff. With that, let me introduce you to Groups, a key component of our intelligent fabric.
Thank you, Christophe, and good morning, everyone. I'm excited to be here to talk and share with you what Office 365 Groups are and how they can move your organization faster. The day has changed where it's not just about individual productivity. It's about how teams can come together quickly. The rise of dynamic teams. They can come together quickly to achieve a business goal and work together. Groups bring together people, information, applications across Office 365, enabling communication and collaboration in a better way in the organization. Let's talk about some of the benefits that comes along with groups. I'm going to walk you through these 6 themes that will resonate when you think about how groups make your organization's productivity better. Now, as you form teams to get a project done, often you use different tools and applications. You'll be using email to have conversations with people. You'll be sharing files. You'll be collating the content and artifacts and putting that together to get your project done. You'll have a video conference where you want to bring your team together in real time and discuss some matter. What's common in all of this is the definition of the team. It's the people who make the team. Groups is the definition of the team that brings all the members, permissions, and access together. So when this team is using these different tools in Office and other applications, they are seamlessly moving across these things. They have their content preserved, their communication content, and they can move with the confidence of that they are able to reach all their members from anywhere in Office. As you look at the formation of the teams and collaboration as a key to the productivity, the need to come together quickly is apparent. People across organizations, geography, disciplines needs to come together so they can meet a business goal. The need to do this on demand brings the model for self-service. Groups are designed so that end users can create these teams, can bring their team together, can form this group on demand. When they do that, and do that quickly, they can actually swarm on the projects they need to work on, get their tasks done quickly, and then move on to the next things. Let's talk about what groups with public by default means. When you look at sharing and collaboration, they are key strategies to get things done. People need access to information to be able to discover what's going on, to make things out of their products quickly and make the decisions faster. Though groups can be private, most of us live in the world where information is there in a private. But it's not because it's all confidential and secure. It's because you don't want to send an email to an entire organization saying, hey, I'm working on this project. You must be interested in this thing. So that's my public definition. No. It's because we don't want to spam people like that. So the discovery of information, the tools that's out there to share, actually makes discovery harder. What's different and unique about groups is when you make a group that is public, it's enabling the other members of your organization to join quickly, to be able to see what's going on. With the power of Graph, Delve, you saw some of that yesterday in the keynote, you can discover information quickly to get things done. Connect with the right people in your organization so you can collaborate with them faster. That's what public by default brings with groups. When a project is going on, you're norming and forming the team. A lot of history is getting formed. You're having conversations, you're sharing files. Now what happens is, I bring in Christoph into the project. And Christoph comes in and he asks me the first question, hey, can you forward me all the emails that you had about this thing? Oh, or can you send me this document? What meetings I need to go to? All of that time that was spent with the group to work on this project needs to be again addressed for new members who are coming in. That's lost productivity. Groups bring that context and history together. So when you bring somebody in, they have all of that. They're part of your team and can quickly get started. I'll tell you a story on the next one. So I'm working on my engineering team, working on this project, trying to work on the Ignite presentations and all that, and I need my LCA, my legal, to come in and review some documents. Now what happens is, I don't want my legal to come and join my group. I don't want them to see the history and context in every single thing that I'm doing, and you know how those people are, if they go through my documents, I'll get in. So I really want them to look at this document presentation to make sure that I have all the right content over here. What groups enable me is to bring those non-members, the people in my organization who are not part of my team, to actually collaborate with me without getting into the group, which is very, very powerful because you want people to be pulled in at times, whether it's a conversation or a file that you want to work on, and groups enables you to do that. Last but not least, they're simple to manage. For those of us who are just paranoid about, hey, how is the group going to be managed, the content's going to be managed, they're built on the solid foundation of O365 services, which brings the same privacy, security, record management, and the comfort that you get from Office 365. With groups, it's in a single definition. It's easier for end users to manage their team, as well as IT, for all of you to manage the group as well as the content, and we'll talk more about it. Let's look at the blocks that brings together the group, the concept of the group together, and anchors the rest of the Office with Office 365 groups. So the thing on the left, you will notice we have Azure Active Directory. This is where the single definition of the group is stored. The identity of the group is stored. Just like people in your organization, your group are first-class entities that are backed in Azure Active Directory, and that's a single place where you manage that. When you think about Office 365 group as a fabric that connects into the different workloads, is part of that intelligence, is part of that graph that enables the rich, modern collaboration experiences across the workloads. Be it Outlook, having conversation with the group, or sharing files with OneDrive, or taking notes with Notebook, or using the rest of the Office products to collaborate with the same group. Now it goes beyond just Office. You can use these groups to build modern collaboration experience, which I'm going to show you as we walk through some of these in the demo. You can extend that to your own line of business applications, and we'll show you a glimpse of that, how it works. Not only you can enrich your applications with the same collaboration experiences that we have in Office, you can extend Office experience using the power of the graph and the API that we just announced last week at Build, so that you can build either in-context experience in Office or build the richness of groups in your applications. With that, this is the part of the PowerPoint. I'm done now, PowerPoints. So I'm going to go into the code, and I'm going to walk you through what exists in the product and how you can use it today, and then show you some of the new cool stuff.
Hang on.
Okay. Let me get my, I'm trying to wake up my computer here. It's too tired. Okay, here we go. Let's try. Okay. I am switching to the secondary monitor, and for for the fun of it, I'm going to pretend now to be Christoph.
Oh,
He's much cooler looking than me, but whatever. The pictures are not shown over here, so it's all good. So what you're seeing here is my Outlook. We have brought groups into the Outlook experience in a very familiar experience, so that people who are used to using Outlook will find this group experience fit right into it. Let me actually show you the left navigation over here. This is a familiar view. You see your folders over there. You will find on the left now I have my groups that I have joined. So here, as you have created the groups or the people who have invited in your company, all those groups are showing up over here. Now I can easily find any group in my company as well, just like I can find people. So this is the group that is Seattle Engineering that we have using as part of our product development. And I can find this group quickly over here. I can see who are the members of this group. And I can join the group as well. Let me move on to yep, here we go. So right in the context of Outlook, I'm just able to find information, and this group I'm able to join because of public groups. So what happens is, when I join this group, I'll have this group appear in my left navigation and alongside the list of other groups that I have over here. Now, though I'm part of all of these groups, there are a few groups that I'm actually actively working on. So I like to use favorites in Outlook. So I can click on any of these groups and make it a favorite. So here I made Ignite group as my favorite, and I'm going to switch into my favorites to show you how groups actually show up here in the left navigation. So now here are the favorite folders and groups that I'm working on. I have my icons that differentiates the different groups I have over here. I have the engineering group here, which is what I'm using to collaborate on this project. I have my marketing group, which I use to work with the marketing team. And I am trying to bring my Ignite group, which I just added as favorites, so I can quickly add the groups that really matters to me. Ignite is a group that I created to coordinate the different team activities that is going on. Now let me take you inside one of these groups. So here I'm going to go inside one of these groups. I was trying to get into Seattle Engineering to see if my Seattle Engineering group can be joined. It's from this experience, so I can walk you through some of those connotations. Yes. Please try again later. That's Wi-Fi. It's going here. You're connected. Let's see. Oh, the Outlook is disconnected right here. No wonder. No wonder. Okay. Don't do it.
Oh boy.
Okay, everything is coming in here. Now let's see. Demo Wi-Fi, please connect this.
You on the mouse? Just connect to the. No, it's this one.
I am not going to give up. I met all the requirements. Please bring in.
We got a line. It's just. I won't. Hang on. We get a wired connection. Thanks, Dan. We'll do this. Go back to 8. Do 8. Can we do 8? We can't do 8. We're good. Hang on. Okay, pick it up on 8. 8 is got a wired connection. Okay.
There we go.
Oh, great.
The Murphy's Law is kicking in.
Yeah, we. Yeah. Duplicate. Come on, Cortana. Just finish on this one. This one is connected.
Is this
Finish on
connected now?
6. Yeah, we just finish on 6.
Is this connected?
Yeah.
Well, let's try.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I got the picture, which is a good sign. So I have got the CRL engineering group over here. Thanks to the demo god. Please keep praying over here. Let's see if I can join. So now I'm joining this group, which is enabling me to get into this group. Because I'm playing Christoph persona, I have to actually join this group. I was always part of it. So here I can quickly navigate to see all the members. I have all the information about the group. I have just joined the group over here. It should show up now in my left navigation, so I can actually navigate to see CRL Engineering. Boom.
It's going to be a good day. We're just getting started.
Well, this is part of the demo. We want to see how fast the Outlook boots up over here. Let's see if this is going to come up. I'm running out of my jokes right now. Can you let me search me Outlook here?
Yes. Cortana, we need help. Here we go. You're back. You're back. Hang on.
Did you try the 7 on this one?
Now we're good. Okay. Boot. Okay. A minute.
Yeah. Okay. Looks like I'm back. And every time I come back, I see something new here. So I just joined the group. As you can see, when I join a group, I get a nice, beautiful welcome email that helps me navigate and look at all the different aspects of the group. As I said, the group shows up in my left navigation, so I'm going to navigate into the group through my left nav, and I'm going to add it to my folder, favorite folder, so I can actually work without having to go back and forth on this group. So here, I'm able to add this group, and ta-da, I'm in the group, finally. Trying to load this conversations over here. Every step has been so hard. Trust me, it's not that hard when you use it on a good internet connection. So as I land in this group, as my group is starting to paint down the picture, you will notice that I have the picture of the group, which gives me the sense of place where I'm in. So I'm looking at CRL Engineering, and this is the group. I can see all the members of this group. So I have my team over here. These are all the members who are part of this group. If this group was all working nice and handy, you would see the conversations show up in the group, which will look something like a modern conversation experience that enables collaboration. Okay, things are coming in, Okay, great. Let's see if I can navigate to get to my conversations here. Show up. Okay, let's pick a different group, which is showing you my conversations. So one thing you'll notice over here is, as I move into a shared space in Outlook, the group brings a modern conversation experience that's actually designed to have a fluidity in how you read your conversations from top to bottom. Now, this is new to email, though this is not new to how you actually interact with conversations. So as we build this part of the product, we went through so many iterations thinking through how would users navigate from left to right as they look into their experience, trying to keep that familiarity over here. So here you're seeing I have these conversations going on with Christoph, and I have some notes that I've shared with Christoph. I can quickly have a conversation in context, so I can type a message for Christoph. If it's a short message, we look at the data, 50% of the messages are less than 2 lines in email, so it's a very quick way, saves you time without opening a new window. Or at times when you really have to compose a long email, it is an email. It's a conversation as you expect an email, so you can pop out and write the message with all the richness and details that you want to do. Now, while I'm in the group, let me show you a few other aspects of what you will find, because it's not just about conversations. It's about collaboration. It's how you connect the rest of the office, as I showed you in that picture. So notice here on the top, I have the group header that is contextual to the actions that I could take in the group. So I can start a new conversation. I can do things that I do with my regular email. I can mail this group. I can set up a meeting invite. Or I can create a new group right in context. Again, going back to the self-service model, so it's really easy for the users to create these groups. Now, as I move towards the right, notice that I have this functionality to edit group details. So I can, here in the context of the group, I can add new people and invite really easily the new members that I want to bring into the group. Now here, I can add Brian, and I'm adding him into this group. So what I just did for myself, where I joined the group using the search experience, now I'm adding Brian into the same group, so he would get a welcome email, and he'll be able to come into this group as well. So the action performed, Brian would have got an email over there. Now moving more towards the functionality over here, you will see the group has a shared calendar. It has files. These are all the files that you're sharing with the group, be it your attachments, be it the files that you're using your OneDrive. So let me open the files experience and show you how the files looks like. And this is all the files that are shown in context of the group. These are all the things that you've been sharing with the group. I'll have the files thing come up. I'm not relying on my slow internet connection over here. And then you have your notebook. This is where you have all your notes captured for the team. So all of the pieces that you need for working with the group are all connected and close to your experience. Now let me go back to my Seattle engineering group and show you how I can schedule a quick meeting with my team. So here I'm in the Seattle engineering group, and notice that I have my team calendar, which brings all the activities that are happening in the group. So I'm switching to my day calendar for my Seattle engineering. Still loading. If it was working all fine, you will see all the activities of my shared calendar show up over here. Why don't we do this? I'm going to switch over to you to show some of this experience on his persona, because I have a feeling that it's going to work better. Today's your day. Christoph, take it.
Whew, pressure is on. Oh, here it is.
Oh, here it is. I told you I'm not going to give up, and the computer doesn't want me to give up. So here I have all my meetings that are happening with this group, and I could actually overlay my own calendar on this to see which of these meetings are important, and how, if I have time to go and participate in some of these. So I can bring my own calendar in this context, and I'm trying to bring that. Okay, here we go. I have my Seattle engineering calendar, not showing up yet. See, not so good.
Bless you. You got to fill in the blanks. Let's move on.
Yeah. Let's move on so that we have more of the experience on his personas.
Okay, let's try that. Okay, well, that's the power of using the latest Windows builds and the latest Office builds. You can see we're passionate, and we definitely want to drink our own champagne. And anyway, so let's pick up the demonstration, and let me just backtrack a little bit. Let's pretend again that Amit had set me something to work on, and I wasn't part of this group. So I'm going to start my day in my inbox. So let me just do that very quickly. And, Amit had asked me to attend the specification design at noon today. Now, what you're looking at, just to pause, is the user interface within Office 365. Oops, I'm not going to be fancy enough. So you're looking at the user interface. So from there on, I'm just going to pick up that group that got created in Outlook in the browser of choice that I have here on my desktop. So I see that Amit has invited me. I don't know what that team is about. So back to some of the key benefit is, how do I get up to speed of what that Seattle engineering team is all about? And how does that relate to the job I've got at hand, which is as a UX designer, I got to work on this specifications. I can click on this group, and I can see a number of attributes. Now, because he's talking about a meeting at 12, which I don't see and I wasn't aware of, first thing I'm going to do is go to that calendar, and I want to see what that group is up to. And you can see here in blue is my work calendar, and in green is all the meetings that this group has scheduled. So, okay, great. The first thing I want to do is make sure I attend that 12 o'clock meeting. So I'm just going to go right-click, Add Calendar. Now, the beauty about that gesture, it takes a couple seconds, is that as soon as I do that, it makes it to my work calendar, and from there on, it's on my favorite mobile device. So wherever I'm on the go, I got no excuse to be late or miss whatever that 12 o'clock meeting. I don't think I clicked on it. Let me do it again. Because it's going to be synced to my work calendar at Contoso. I also see that it looks like this team is interesting, so when click, I'm going to join this team. And to be a step ahead for that meeting, Amit is talking about specifications, which I don't know what they're talking about. You can see now the meeting made it to my personal calendar, right down here, the blue one. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, okay, I've figured out when that meeting is. I've got it on my calendar, on every device I've got. Next thing I want to do is I want to look for those specs. I want to read that so I can show up to the meeting, and I already got done my homework, and I can bring some value to that meeting. So I'm looking around here in this set of file repository for the Seattle engineering team, and I'm not seeing anything related to specifications. So I'm just going to go back to conversations, and again, the last place I'm going to look at is the history and the context of everything that group has been talking about. And I see right there the second conversation is my colleague Gisele has actually sent specifications about that notification thing, product that we need to review. Now I want to call your attention. What you're looking at here is a traditional email attachment. It's 2 megabytes. And that's great. I can look at it in context. I get on the left. What this is going to do is load up the document, in this case Word Online. On the right, the conversations. And because Amit has assigned me to work on this in context, I'm going to edit and put my name down as being the lead designer for that particular spec product that we're working on. Click Edit and Reply. And I'm just going to put my name as the lead designer. So it's official, can't escape. And I'm going to thank her. Okay, I'm just going to thank her. We'll stop there. And I'll tell her, see her at 12 o'clock for the specs. So I'm just going to hit send. Let me pause. Gisele sent an email to a group with an attachment, 2 megabyte document. As soon as I edit it that document, and I put my name down, what it did is it grabbed a copy of that document, stored it in our files, stored my change, and that's what I want to highlight is to prove it to you that it's no longer I didn't reply with the attachment. You see it's a lot smaller than the initial size of the document. And to go a step further is, let me show you what happened. Again, we create a copy. We got one source of truth from there on stored in that team. There's a folder here called email attachment, and voila. A little bit of fun. Thanks. The beauty here is how many of you have started a conversation, specifications, presentation, whatever it is, and at the end of the day, you contribute your piece to the edifice, but you're thinking like you're feeling sorry if whoever is the lead, whoever is your manager, that's going to figure out how to merge all those changes. From there on, one source of truth. Everyone collaborates, co-authoring, whatever you want to do, but we're not passing around different versions of that specifications. So I've replied to that. I'll be there at 12. Now again, the other thing that my engineering lead, Amit, has asked me is create a team to work specifically on the mobile design of those product specifications. So what I'll do is I go back to this view of the world, which is the mail view, my inbox powered by Outlook Online, and I want to create a team so we can go very fast, a SAM team that's going to work on specifically the mobile design for this notification product. So it's as simple as I hit the plus sign, and I can create a group. So I'm going to create a group, and I just hit create. I think I got a little excited, and pardon my French, what you're seeing is, at least something is working, is Contoso has a certain set of values, and there are bird words that are not allowed in our as a policy. So what you're seeing is a policy that we've implemented, and obviously this word is not acceptable. So I'll be a little more generic, and we'll call it the mobile design team. And we'll hit create. In seconds, I'm going to add Gisele. I'll add a couple colleagues.
Don't add me.
Don't add you?
No, nothing.
Bad mojo. Okay, and then we'll add Alphonse. Click add. So I got a team. You know, again, to show it to you, I can look at the members. What I want to do is hedge my bet is, you know, I'm going to make Gisele a co-administrator of the group. So, you know, by default, a group is open. In this case, if I'm out of the office or if we need to add other members or do any things with respect to the group, she can administer that as well. Another thing I'll do, being a designer, is I want to make this a little more attractive. So I'll just pick up quickly a beautiful design of where we're heading with our mobile design, and voila. So I got a team up and running, set of members. And you can see in that, in this case, in Office Online, I got a welcome email. And every attendees are getting that welcome email inviting me to get started with that group. So to make sure the team is up and running, the first thing I want to do is I want to actually share something I've been working on for this design. And so I'll just say, please review by next stand up. And in this case, again, I'm going to pick an attachment. And what happens is on the back end, it knows my profile. It knows what I've been working on. And you can see here at the top, I've got a document called Mobile Design All Hands, which is something I've been working on as a prototype for that mobile design. I'm just going to hit next. And you can see I've got different options of where I can pick files from. Hit next. Share with OneDrive. And hit send. And voila. So again, to summarize, what I've just showed you is I need to do one more thing, right? So before I summarize, one more thing. I need to get back to Amit and tell him that I've created a subgroup to work on the design, and I just need to get back to him because there's one outstanding thing we need to discuss is staffing. When can I get, please get an engineer to prototype. Prototype. There's no naming policy on me typing. So let me just do this. And again, just to quickly summarize, I showed you how I joined this team, get up to speed, when are we meeting, what are the files that matters to me so I can be ready for that 12 o'clock. I've created a sub-team in seconds, invited team members, and started collaborating and communicating with my team members to deliver this great product.
Okay. Go back to 6. Thank you.
Just do it from here.
Okay.
Go 8. Go 8. Okay. Looks like we definitely have one issue with one machine. So let's pretend.
Let's go back
for the meeting.
Yes. Okay. So let's do this. Let's pretend that I got that notice from
Start the meeting.
6. Is it 6?
Yeah.
6. I got the mail from Christoph asking for resources. Now, what happens in such situations is, I want to really get my team together quick to talk about. We have this sprint going on in May, and we need to make some decisions quick. The best way to do that is actually bring everyone in the same room. Now, we are here. It's hard to bring everyone in the same room. Now, I told you how Group allows me to go and make a video call with the same members. So I'm going to do that so I can reach to all my team members right here from this experience. So I can initiate a video call. With one click, I'm inviting all my team members to come join me on this video conference so we can make this decision quickly about how we fund the resources for this project. And what you'll notice over here is I'm here. My team members should be joining me soon. Now all their phones are ringing wherever they are. Some of them are sitting in the crowd over here. So you can see, look at there, Alphonse has joined the team. So what's happening here is I'm able to bring all these members quickly into the conversations. And now what I really wanted to do is discuss the project plan. So in Skype, you know how to share the documents. So I could do that. And with one click, I can bring the notebook that my engineering team is working on. And you see that Skype knows that these are the groups that I'm working on. So it allows me to pick a notebook that's there for the Seattle engineering. So I can bring that in context of my conversation and have a productive conversation with my team. So with one click, here I've got the notebook, which is connected to the same group that I was working with, and I'm having the conversation with my team. I'll take my notes over here as part of the conversation. Looks like Christoph needs some resources, and we have some plans to do this work already in our May sprint. So all good. Here, I moved from a conversation to sharing files, to having a video conference with my team, to actually capturing notes from the meeting, and getting things done. All with the power of groups. Okay, so what we showed you today is the experiences in 365 that you all have access to. If you are using 365, go use groups. You will be able to go to Outlook. Now, what I showed you in my Outlook experience, not my Outlook experience, but in Christoph's one, which was working, you will be able to get Outlook Tech Preview download today, and you should be able to use the groups the way we have shown you in Outlook experience. You certainly can use it in the Web Suite experience. You have files to collaborate, connected to your OneDrive, notebook, calendar to capture your shared meetings, bring people together, and enjoy a video call with Skype.
Where was the clicker? Oh, here we go. Okay, but wait, there is more. As we've given you a glimpse, it's not just about user experiences. We care deeply about IT and administration as part of this intelligent fabric. Now again, as I started in the introduction, this is a 200-level session. There's deeper dive sessions later on, but this is just a glimpse of the things we're doing to make your life easier. Are we going to have PowerShell commandlet to manage groups so you can script things, whether it's creation, updates, or deleting? Yes. Are we going to give you naming policies? Yes. You've seen it. Are we going to give you REST API if you want to go further in terms of driving workflows, automations, line of business app? Absolutely. And yes, we'll have more. And if you're really interested, or if you're an administrator yourself and you want to find out a lot of demos of what we're doing today, and more importantly, what's coming, definitely want to do a shameless plug for a session we'll be delivering at 5 p.m. This afternoon. Now that wraps up the first part of the presentation on how groups help teams get work done. Let's talk about the future. And this slide kind of summarizes our roadmap between now and the end of 2015. Basically, we got two buckets, two sets of investments. Again, delighting teams and users to get work done. That's what we mean around experiences. And then the second bucket is around administration. I'm seeing a lot of you take pictures. By the way, the slide deck is available to download as we speak on the Yammer network. So let me go over some of those key investments, and then we'll dive into demos. We've showed you how Groups is going to be a first-class citizen in Outlook 2016. Obviously, go to the expo hall and get the public preview. Kick the tires yourselves. We'll give you a glimpse of the mobile app we're working on. I'll be talking about going a little deeper into how the Office Graph and Delve is going to give you a discovery experience, basically a longer version of what Julia was demoing on stage yesterday. Skype Meet Now, as Amit was showing, as we collaborate, there's a moment where we just need to meet now. It wasn't scheduled. I just need something quickly. Voice, video, instant chat, whatever it is. So that's something we're working on as well. 1,000 pages, you want to find out more of what our colleagues on the SharePoint team are doing? Come to the session tomorrow afternoon where we'll go deeper on how we're adding Wiki and additional functionality around file management in Groups. Invite guest users. Yes, we're fully aware that this day and age, collaboration doesn't stop in the four walls or the members of my Active Directory. I'm always going to have an expert outside of the firewall that potentially I need to bring in that will help me take this project to the finish line. Dynamic CRM, I'll give you a glimpse of this. And as Amit mentioned, yes, we'll have first-party API, whether you third-party independent software vendor and you want to plug that to your app, or whether you want to leverage Groups as part of one of your line of business application apps. And we'll be doing a demonstration this afternoon. Last but not least, administration. Yes, we care about security and compliance. Yes, we're going to give you e-discovery and DLP, data loss prevention. And this is just a glimpse. Because Azure Active Directory is the key part where we define those groups, there's a lot of things that that team is building that will help you manage and see what's going on, who's creating groups, who's modifying groups, and all the things you would expect if your role is to manage groups. Now let's see it in action.
Okay. I'm really excited to see if this demo works and show you a glimpse of a mobile experience that we are developing for Groups. So here you notice, looks like there is already somebody in my team trying to reach me. What you're seeing here, going to see in a moment over here is a mobile experience for the group. And let me get my password in, get in the app here. This is a mobile tailored version of group experience, so you can actually carry group in your pocket wherever you are going and be able to engage and collaborate with it. Here you're seeing the same list of groups that I showed you in my Outlook experience and in my OneDrive. These are the groups that matters to me, the ones that go along with me. You're noticing the unseen messages. These are showing the activities happening in the group that I have to go follow up on. These get synchronized across all your devices. So if you're following something in Outlook, you've read something, or you've read a document in OneDrive, these activities is going to be refreshed to show you that. Now, I'm part of many different groups, and I really need to quickly see what I need to pay attention to. The groups will have a notification sender, which lets me quickly glance into what are the key things I should be paying attention to. It looks like Christophe has a message for me from the marketing group. Juliet has something that she wants to address me in the engineering group. So with a quick notifications of my mentions in the group, I can navigate from here to a specific group. Let me go back and take you into one of the groups. Here, I'm in an Ignite group. Now, what you're seeing here is the same conversations that I was showing you in Outlook. This is conversation design in a mobile tailored experience. So you can see quickly catch up on all things going over here. I can like a conversation just I was able to like those in email. So you see here, I will like, unlike. Yep, I can certainly do that. I can go deeper into a conversation and read more details, just like you would expect to do. I can address. So here, I'm going to bring Christoph into this experience, and I want him to look at this information real quick. So I can do Christoph, look into this. I can do that. Designed to have quick back and forth on these conversations. So I can send these messages, go back to my group. Now, we talked about group is just not about communication. It's about bringing things that you're working with the group. So group also brings the files that you've been looking at. So the files that you saw were shared through either email attachments or through your group OneDrive are all available in context of your group. So you can quickly browse through them. You can navigate to them, open them in your rich Office documents on the go, and more. This is just a glimpse of what we are actually cooking in our kitchen in Redmond. There is more to come. Let me switch over here to the
main.
There is more to come over here. These experiences are going to expand all our devices and platforms. We are working in all of these in parallel, so you will have group experience on your iOS, Android, and the universal app on Windows. This is beginning. We are considering adding all the richness of how you bring the connectedness of Office into it, whether it's a Skype meeting or connection into OneDrive or collaborating using OneNote. All the data that you saw in the Christoph's demo, you can synchronize and bring it in your mobile today. So it's all connected ecosystem. There is more. So let's switch to Christoph, and he's going to give us a few more demos.
Great. So we showed you how we're bringing great experiences around different endpoints that you use to get work done. Like we showed you in the keynote, it's great to be aware, or if I'm already part of the team, that's great. But how do I discover teams? And we started on this journey back in last September with Delve when we went first release of giving you insights of what other experts or what related content is going on in your organization that potentially is relevant to you in the role that you have in your organizations. And that's what Delve gives you initially. It was all about me and helping me discover those what other people were doing. Now we want to go beyond that because we know it's not just about discovering content, but potentially there's a team somewhere, regardless of the size of the organization, that might be working on something that's of interest to me. And what you're looking at here is the Delve homepage. So I got different pieces of content. And you can see here, for instance, this card is actually a specific group. Now what you would do is, I go to this group, and maybe I'm not sure, why is the graph recommended that I join the UX design team? And here, in this beautiful profile page, I can quickly get a glimpse. Who are the members of this team? Where is this team based? When is the team meeting? What are the teams been working up to? Et cetera, et cetera. And that's a glimpse of what you're seeing here. You see at the top here that potentially, first of all, I could join that team. So I can make sure I don't miss a beat of what's going on. And I can start collaborating or communicating with that team. You see that we'll have gestures, like I mentioned earlier, of things like Skype Meet Now, if I want to have a ad hoc meeting or a quick stand-up with the team to get ramped up on what's going on. Now, the other benefit of this, especially to all of you that have been traveling, that took a week off work to attend Ignite, is a common challenge we all have. Yes, it's great to have choice in terms of collaborations and have multiple modalities to get work done. But when you get back in the office next Monday, how do you get caught up on what Sarah did in let's say, on the product specifications, what Garth did, what meeting he had, or what notes the team took? How do you get caught up on all the things that are happening? And this, thanks to the graph, is a great way to see what's going on and what deserves your attention when you're back in the office on Monday. So again, it gives you a specific view of the graph scope for this particular group. So that's Delve and Delve integration with groups. Now, one area I'm not going to cover, which is, again, there's a third piece to this story of the intelligent fabric of the Office Graph on Delve, which is It's great to discover groups, but there's a much bigger set of analytics we were looking at is how are, that intelligent fitness going on in the organizations? What are the groups that are working together? What are the groups that are having meetings? And again, if you want to learn more about Dell for Organization, go to the session scheduled at 10:45. Let me switch gear a little bit and show you for the very first time how groups is going beyond the productivity suite. What you're looking at is a production dynamic CRM system. And this is as fresh as it gets. I was on the phone last night with Redmond. This is production code. We've just announced this yesterday. You're the lucky few to see this for the first time worldwide. To give you an education, what you're looking at is our sales automation of dynamic CRM. And here I've got a dashboard. I'm Terry Adams, a sales lead for Contoso. I'm going to navigate specifically to an opportunity that I've been working on. So here I got a record called a sales opportunity called 6 orders. And again, I'm not going to give you an overview of dynamic CRM. There's actually a session tomorrow that will go deeper into this. But you can see there's a process on how we run sales at Contoso, a funnel of different stages. And you can see that opportunity is at the proposed stage. But wait, there is more. We know that collaboration, where we got an awesome sales team, at one point, it's not just about our awesome seller. They're going to need to reach to engineering. Hey, I need to close this deal. I'm in a complete situation. I need to bring the A team from engineering so they can talk about the future to my customer to close these deals. So what we've done is we brought the richness of Office 365 groups to this opportunity. So again, you're looking at the same opportunity, and I'm just going to give you a glimpse. I'm up to speed in seconds. Where are the key meetings happening to close this deal? Where are the top conversations happening? Oops. And you can see Amit has already volunteered to help whoever can help from the engineering team to help our sellers. To prove the point is Amit and I are actually not part of the CRM team. What you're looking at is the interface for Terry. Again, we're just not part of the organization. We're not using dynamic CRM. And to show it to you, I can easily navigate to that, and we'll see the other side of the fence, which is, again, back to what we started the demonstration. You'll see Office 365 groups, in this case. Thank you. You'll see the conversation view that our colleague Terry has. We'll see we got an awesome logo for this team, the 6 orders, and we've seen Amit's email conversation part of this group. Again, to recap of what we just showed with this particular demo, I'm just going to go back to slides. So we'll show you insights. Again, the idea is to bridge teams, to cut those silos, whether it's a line of business application that is sales automations, and getting work done as a team thanks to Office 365 groups. And like I said, there's a lot more details in the session tomorrow, and this goes beyond opportunities. The other point I want to make about this is you can only imagine if a partner team did that within Microsoft, it shows you the power of an API and the extensibility, and think of what you can build yourselves, whether you're a partner of customers, to leverage groups as part of your business. Now let's summarize things a little bit with respect to roadmap. We've talked how we got a single definition stored in AAD with a set of members and permissions, and that powers that intelligent fabric that is Office 365 groups. We've shown you some key experiences that we have today and some that are coming tomorrow. One of the experiences that people have been asking us quite a bit is, how about Yammer? Yes, how about Yammer? Yammer will leverage Office 365 groups in the future. Yes, Yammer will plug into that definition in Azure AD. It'll get the membership, it'll get the permission, and as soon as it does that inheritance, think of the workload that potentially could come to Yammer. Things like files powered by OneDrive, things like calendaring, things like rich note-taking thanks to OneNote. So again, stay tuned for more. The point we want to make is what I was saying earlier. We believe in choice in the enterprise. And yes, we'll bring best-of-breed collaboration workloads in the future. let's talk about a couple next steps. As we said, there's a lot of content this week. At 10:45, there's an Office graph and Delve vision and roadmap, so it's just around the corner, so you don't have to walk too far. Highly encourage you to look at that, which is, again, the second pillar of what we call our intelligent fabric. This afternoon at 5 p.m., hopefully the demo gods will be with us, but we'll do plenty of PowerShell this, PowerShell that, and REST API calls to show you some of those features. And we'll talk about administration. And last but not least, tomorrow, back-to-back, we'll have a SharePoint deep dive with respect to groups, and we'll have an Exchange deep dive with respect to groups, all in the afternoon. We also have plenty of channels for you guys to give us feedback, ramp up, learn about groups, and that's what the key links are at the bottom. And last but not least, we'll be at the Exchange and SharePoint booth throughout the week if you want to ask questions, see demos, and whatever top of mind you've got. Now let's wrap up. First of all, I do want to thank the Redmond engineering team. There's actually a few members this week for working so hard on groups for the past 2 years. This has been a collective effort, and you can see there's still work to be done. But I do want to thank the great engineering team that have brought us on stage today. So what have we learned? We've learned, first of all, that it's always good to have a secondary backup device when you do a demo. Right? Thanks. Seriously, we've learned how old is Yoda. That's useful. But more importantly, hopefully, you've learned how we're investing to help team get work done. How we're investing to help folks get started quickly in the tool of choice to work on the common business objectives, all powered by Office 365 groups. We give you a glimpse of what's coming. We've got an awesome set of products available today. We'll show you things like, yes, groups will be part of Outlook 2016. Yes, we'll have a mobile app across platforms. Yes, we'll give you group discovery powered by Delve. And yes, groups is available as part of Dynamics CRM today. Pause to just stress, this is just the beginning. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Now, to take this home, for all of you that are Office 365 customers, sign up for Office 365. Do not wait any longer. Once you're signed up, or for the ones that are already 365 customers, use groups. Do that demo. Try to feel the love and see how potentially it can make your users, whether it's your friends in marketing, your colleagues in sales, or yourselves in engineering or in IT. The last thing we want you to do is give us feedback. This is a journey we're in together. We love getting feedback. That's why we got a lot of folks from the engineering team. Go talk to us at the booth. Go talk to us at Ask the Experts. Come to our sessions. Engage with us with different channels that were listed early. And that leads to the last point, which is thank you very much for attending our sessions and watching beautiful demos in real time. And have a great time this week at Ignite.
Thank you, everyone.